What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NBA here to give you guys my NBA awards for the 2021-2022 NBA season. So get ready for that, folks. The season has come and gone, so we've got the full body of work now to be able to assess for each of these players and determine who deserves these awards. So we got a bunch here, and I'm going to go through every single one of them, and I'm going to tell you guys who I believe deserves to win the award, and then also tell you who I think will win the award. Some of those might be two different things. So we'll start from the Coach of the Year. I'll work my way all the way up to the MVP award, so stick around till the end for that. So let's go ahead and get started here. Now, this was tough, folks, because the betting favorite is Monty Williams, the coach of the Phoenix Suns, who finished with the best record in basketball. But after thinking meticulously and, putting the research in and really deciding who deserves this award, I couldn't do it. I couldn't go with Monty Williams. I went with Taylor Jenkins. Taylor Jenkins, yes, that's right, coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. Folks, when I take a look at this award, it is Coach of the Year, meaning who kind of surpassed your expectations as a coach, and his team, followed suit. And that is the epitome of Taylor Jenkins and the Grizzlies this season. They finished as the number 2 overall seed, folks, ahead of the Golden State Warriors. Their record with, and then more importantly, without Ja Morant, their best player, incredible. So the job Taylor Jenkins has done, surpassing everybody, including my own expectations this season, he deserves the Coach of the Year award. Now, I feel really bad for Monty Williams because he got robbed last year. Tom Thibodeau won it. He shouldn't have. It should have been Monty Williams. So the fact that I'm not giving it to Monty this year, I feel bad for. But I just can't. I can't look past what Taylor Jenkins did. I'm sorry. The Grizzlies, they had an incredible season, surpassing everybody's expectations. Even the wildest person couldn't predict that they would be the number 2 overall seed, and the record that they would have with Ja playing that well without him. So that's a lot to do with coaching. But my prediction on who wins it, I think Monty will probably win the award, which, again, I'm fine with. Suns had the best record in the league. But me personally, I'm going with Taylor Jenkins. All right, let's move on to Defensive Player of the Year. And I'm going with Marcus Smart of the Boston Celtics, folks. This award usually goes to a big every year. It's usually Rudy Gobert. But I can't look past what Marcus Smart did with the Celtics. The Celtics defense this year was suffocating. They got off to a slow start, but then afterwards, I mean, my goodness, they locked up and locked in. They were blowing out elite teams, blowing them out, all right? And Marcus Smart, it starts with him at the point of attack being one of the best defensive guards in basketball, and he can guard virtually 1 through 4, maybe even 5 if it's a smaller 5. And that versatility, that, point of attack defense, the type of energy he brings to the table, it's crazy how much of an impact Marcus Smart has. So to me, he's the defensive leader for the Celtics, and he is the anchor in a way, because you usually think of the big, but he's anchoring the way of that team. And to me, he deserves this award. Now, there are other guys obviously in the conversation. I really like how Jaren Jackson Jr. did this year with the Grizzlies. He led the NBA in blocks. Obviously, you got Rudy Gobert there. But I'm going to go with Marcus Smart. And I do think he wins this award. I think he is the betting favorite for this one as well. All right, let's move on to Most Improved Player. And this one, very tough for me, because I just refuse to vote for Ja Morant for this award. He is a betting favorite. It makes no sense to me. Ja Morant was a number 2 overall pick. He was expected and is good, all right? The fact that people think, oh, Ja should be most improved, like, folks, Ja's always been a stud. He was always expected to take this leap. Most improved is guys you didn't expect that ended up taking this leap. So to me, I'm not voting for Ja. He actually should be in the MVP conversation. So no Ja Morant for me, even though he's the betting favorite. To me, it comes down to 2 guys. I really couldn't decide between the 2. But again, you put a gun to my head, I have to give a name. I'll give it to you, and that is Darius Garland. Darius Garland, to me, was the main reason for the Cavaliers having the type of year that they did. Nobody expected the Cavs to be good. Myself included, thought they would miss the playoffs. They lose Colin Sexton. And man, Darius Garland, just an absolute stud. What a year. as a scorer, as a passer, one of the best young guards in basketball. Now, the other guy that I was looking at this award, Jordan Poole, because to me, Darius Garland, similar to how I made that comment about Ja being the number 2 overall pick, Darius Garland's a top 5 pick, right? So, again, he's also expected to make that leap, but the fact is the expectations are not just as high, right? There's been a lot of picks that have busted that have been, 5 or lower. Number 1, number 2 overall, I mean, those picks usually tend to hit. So that's why Ja, to me, is not as good of an answer, as Darius Garland. Jordan Poole, he was the 20th overall pick, folks. Averaged 18 points per game this season. When Steph went down, became the leading scorer for the Warriors. Jordan Poole had a heck of a season, all right? So I'm going to go and say Darius Garland. Wouldn't hate Jordan Poole, but I think the award goes to Ja just based off the betting odds, which I disagree with. Sixth man of the year, Tyler Hero. This should be a runaway. Nobody else should get a vote. Tyler Hero, best six-man average. 20-plus points off the bench this year. One of the biggest reasons for the Heat being the number 1 overall seed. This is a runaway. Runaway. It's Tyler Hero. Rookie of the year, and I think he wins it. Rookie of the year, Scotty Barnes. I'm going with Scotty Barnes over Evan Mobley. It's a 2-man race. But the reason I'm going with Barnes is I just believe he's had a more consistent year. Evan Mobley's been a little up and down. He kind of cooled off at the end of the year. And just was not the same type of impactful player that he was before. Now, again, maybe that was due to injury, but Scotty Barnes, man, you come onto a team like the Raptors that have a lot of talent, a lot of scorers, Van Vliet, OG, Siakam, Gary Trent Jr., and you still find a way to make an impact, whether that's scoring, rebounding, passing. That's impressive. Defense, so Scotty Barnes, to me, Rookie of the Year over Evan Mobley. All right, finally, let's go to the MVP award, and I'm going with, again, it's a 2-man race here, maybe 3, between Joel Embiid, Giannis, and Jokic. I'm going with, drum roll please, Joel Embiid. Yes, Joel Embiid. I know Nikola Jokic is the betting favorite for this award, but, folks, I just feel like Jokic, as good as a year as he's had, to me, Embiid's been slightly better, okay? Embiid led the league in scoring. Better overall numbers than Jokic, even though it was slightly, but still better. His team had a better record than Jokic's team. And so to me, yes, I get it. Nikola Jokic, what he did carrying the Nuggets without Jamal Murray, without Michael Porter Jr., I get all that. But I'm not saying it's not close. I'm just saying by the slimmest of margins, that small, I'm going with Embiid over Nikola Jokic. And again, you can make the argument for Embiid, Jokic, and even Giannis. But I think Joel Embiid had the best year of his career and just absolutely carried the Sixers team. Even when they acquired James Harden was not that great. The Houston James Harden we thought the Sixers were getting. So Joel Embiid still had to do a lot of the heavy lifting, and boy, did he do that. So to me, I think Joel Embiid deserves the MVP award. And I think the prediction is probably goes to Jokic. He's the betting favorite. So there you have it, folks. Let me recap for you guys. MVP, Joel Embiid. Rookie of the Year, Scotty Barnes. Sixth Man of the Year, Tyler Hero. Most Improved, Darius Garland, though I wouldn't be opposed to Jordan Poole. Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart. And Coach of the Year, Monty Williams. So let me know what you guys think. Who are your picks for each of these awards? Leave a comment down below as always.